We're diving deep into a coin that's been making waves online, the legendary 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter, rumored to be worth a staggering $1.8 million. But is this coin really that rare? Does it actually exist? Could you have one in your pocket right now? Stay tuned because we're breaking down the history, facts, myths, and what makes it valuable or not. To understand the hype behind the 1965 quarter, we need to rewind a bit. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. But due to rising silver prices and coin hoarding, the U.S. Mint made a major change. Starting in 1965, quarters were no longer made of silver. Instead, they switched to a clad composition, copper sandwiched between two layers of nickel. This transition caused massive confusion and opened the door to errors, and that's where things get interesting. Now, the 1965 Washington quarter doesn't have a mint mark, but that's normal. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks to discourage collectors from hoarding coins during the coin shortage. So, if you've got a 1965 quarter with no mint mark, congratulations. But you're holding a standard clad quarter that was produced by the millions. Yep, you heard that right. Over 1.8 billion quarters were made in 1965. So what's all this talk about one being worth $1.8 million? Here's where we separate fact from fiction. There have been viral posts and articles claiming a 1965 quarter sold for $1.8 million. While it's a great headline, it's mostly clickbait. No reputable auction house has ever documented a 1965 quarter selling for anywhere near that amount. That said, there are rare varieties and errors of 1965 quarters that fetch good money, just not in the millions. Let's talk about those. Now, here's where it gets exciting. When the mint transitioned away from silver in 1965, a few silver planchets from 1964 accidentally made it into the presses. If you find a 1965 quarter struck on a silver planchet, that's a true rarity. And those have sold for $5,000 to $10,000, depending on condition. One way to check? Weigh your coin. A clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while a silver one is about 6.25 grams. Also, listen to the ring test. Silver coins have a distinct high-pitched ring. So, if you've got a 1965 quarter, here's what to do. Weigh it on a precise scale. Check the edge, no orange or copper. That could be silver. Look for high-grade coins. MS66 and above can be worth hundreds. Consult a professional. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC for grading. To wrap it up, no, the 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter is not worth $1.8 million. But a rare silver error or high-grade version just might put some serious cash in your pocket. So check your change, weigh your quarters. And who knows, you could still strike it rich. If you learned something new today, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure hunts, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin. We're diving into one of the most fascinating coin stories out there. The 1979 Washington quarter that's rumored to be worth up to $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin minted for just 25 cents, now valued at over $1 million. Let's uncover the mystery, find out what makes this coin so valuable, and how you might identify one of your own. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1979 Washington quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; San Francisco, S; and Denver, with the D mint mark. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins, which means they're not rare in general. But not all 1979 D quarters are created equal. Most are worth just face value or maybe a little more in uncirculated condition. However, some extremely rare varieties or error coins have fetched jaw-dropping prices, even into the $1 million range. So how could a 25-cent coin command such a wild price tag? Here's what can make a coin exceptionally valuable: double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and more. Changes in die design or mistakes in minting. Coins graded as MS 68 or higher can skyrocket in value. If collectors want it, and there's only one or two, the price climbs fast. One particular 1979 D quarter that sold for over $1 million was believed to be a minting error with a full brockage, where one coin is struck directly against another, leaving an imprint. Combine that with a near-perfect grade like MS 68 or higher, and you've got something truly one-of-a-kind. Now let's get practical. You're probably wondering, How can I tell if my 1979 D quarter is worth anything? Here's what to look for. Make sure it has a clear D under Washington's hair on the obverse. If it's got scratches, discoloration, or wear, it's likely only face value. But if it looks like it was never circulated, that's a great sign. Off-center strike double die obverse or reverse-clipped planchet blockage errors grading. A coin in mint state, MS 65 and above, is worth grading professionally. PCGS and NGC are the top companies. Remember, a coin isn't worth anything big unless collectors see it as rare, pristine, and historically interesting. So let's talk money. According to major auction houses, some 1979 D quarters have sold for money bag $1,000 to $2,000 for error coins in MS condition, money bag $10,000 to $20,000 for extreme die errors or full blockage money bag, and in one documented case, a coin graded at MS 68 with an extremely rare mint error was valued at over $1.6 million. These outlier sales usually happen at high-end auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers, and they attract serious collectors. It's not every day that a modern quarter fetches that kind of money, but it's not impossible. Okay, let's say you check your change and you find a shiny, perfect 1979 D quarter. Or better yet, one with an unusual error. Here's what to do next. Don't clean it. That can ruin the value. Take clear photos. Compare it to known errors online. Consult a coin dealer or submit to PCGS/NGC for grading. Get an appraisal before selling. Be cautious. Lots of online buyers may try to lowball you. Know what you've got. So, is the 1979 D Washington quarter in your pocket worth $1.6 million? Probably not, but possibly. There are coins like it out there, and with the right error and condition, your humble quarter could be worth more than a house. If you found a rare coin, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and hit the bell so you never miss out on new finds. Could a regular pocket change coin from 1980 be worth over $1.9 million today? You heard that right. We're talking about a Washington quarter with a P mint mark that has stunned the coin collecting world. Let's break down the truth, the value, and what makes this rare coin so extraordinary. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. But by 1980, it had become a regular workhorse coin in American circulation. 1980 was also the first year the Philadelphia Mint began adding a P mint mark to quarters, a small but historic change. Most 1980 P quarters are common, but just one, has shocked collectors. So what makes a 1980 P quarter worth nearly $2 million? It comes down to errors, condition, and rarity. The record-breaking coin isn't your average quarter. This one had a double die obverse, perfect luster, and was struck in a highly unusual way, possibly on the wrong planchet, or with an experimental metal composition. And if that wasn't enough, it was graded MS 68 plus by PCGS, nearly perfect, a unicorn in coin collecting terms. The quarter sold at auction in a jaw-dropping moment that left the numismatic community buzzing. At a major coin auction, the 1980 P error quarter fetched an incredible $1.9 million, driven by fierce bidding from elite collectors. Its provenance, grade, and uniqueness all played a role. Now, you're probably wondering, do you have a 1980 P quarter worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. Double die obverse. Look at Liberty and In God We Trust. Off-center strikes clip planchet or wrong planchet mirror-like fields. Proof-like finish. Grab a magnifier and inspect your pocket change. You might be sitting on treasure. But here's the real talk. Not every 1980 P quarter is a jackpot. Most are worth 25 cents to a few dollars, even in decent shape. Coins with minor errors or great condition might fetch $50 to $300, but the multi-million-dollar variety is one of a kind. If you think you've found something rare, the next step is grading. Send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade boosts your coin's value and proves authenticity, especially for serious buyers and auction houses. So, can a 1980 P Washington quarter be worth $1.9 million? Absolutely, but only if it's a perfect storm of rarity, error, and condition. Check your change. You never know. 1983 quarters are so unique, and whether one could actually fetch $1 million payday, pushpins stay tuned, especially if you've got spare change lying around. One of them might just be hiding a small fortune. Let's start with the basics. The 1983 P Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark. It was part of a standard minting year, with over 673 million coins struck. So how can something so common be so rare? Unlike most years, the U.S. Mint didn't produce uncirculated sets in 1982 or 1983. Why? Budget cuts. That means the only way to get pristine examples of 1,983 quarters is to find them in circulation. And trust me, that's a lot harder than it sounds. Lightbulb, this created a scarcity of high-grade 1983 coins. And in the coin world, condition is everything. In coin collecting, the higher the grade, the higher the value. Graded by services like PCGS and NGC, coins in the mint state, MS, range, especially MS 67 or above, are rare. Chart increasing for 1983 P quarters. Finding one in MS 67 is like finding a needle in a haystack. So when collectors or investors hear about a 1983 P in near-perfect condition, they're ready to pay big. Some sales have even pushed past $15,000 at auction. Okay, so where does this mysterious $1.7 million value come from? It all started with viral social media posts, mostly TikToks and Shorts, claiming a rare 1983 quarter sold for that much. Spoiler alert, there's no confirmed sale of a 1983 P quarter at that price. But, some incredibly rare error coins or historically significant varieties can hit the $1 million mark. Moneybag, so what are people confusing here? Let's take a look. Now, there are some 1983 P quarters that are incredibly valuable because of errors. One famous example is the 1983 P quarter with a major reverse die gouge, known as the Spitting Eagle variety. This version shows a raised line coming out of the eagle's beak, almost like it's spitting. These coins in high grade can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. Then there are off-center strikes, double dies, and other minting anomalies. The rarer and more dramatic the error, the higher the price tag. Let's ground this in reality. Here are some real auction results for 1983 P quarters. So while $1.7 million might be an exaggeration or hoax, some of these coins are still incredibly valuable, especially if graded professionally. Want to try your luck? Here's what to look for in your spare change. White heavy checkmark, check the date. Must be 1983. P white heavy checkmark, check for errors. Look for doubling, off-centering, and die breaks. White heavy checkmark condition, the shinier and sharper. The better white heavy checkmark reverse side. See if it's the famous Spitting Eagle variety brain. And always use a magnifier. These details are tiny. So, is your 1983 P quarter worth $1.7 million? Probably not. But could it be worth hundreds or even thousands? Absolutely, if it's the right one. Smash that like button if you learned something new, and subscribe for more hidden coin treasures. And drop a comment if you've got a 1983 quarter. We'd love to hear your story. 1987, the kind that might be hiding in your change jar, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? That's right, a 25-cent piece possibly valued at nearly $2 million. But is it fact or fiction? In this video, we're diving deep into the mystery of the 1987 D Mint Mark Washington quarter, exploring its history, possible rare errors, and what makes some coins insanely valuable. You won't want to miss this. Before we jump in, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for weekly videos on rare coins, coin values, and hidden treasures in your pocket change. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, it became a staple of American currency. Over the decades, collectors have discovered that certain years, mint marks, and minting errors can turn an ordinary quarter into a small fortune. In 1987, quarters were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S for proof coins. The D mint mark indicates it was produced in Denver, with over 655 million quarters minted there that year. So, how can a coin with such a high mintage become rare or valuable? There have been rumors online, some claiming a 1987 D quarter sold for $1.8 million at auction. While this makes for an exciting headline, it's important to separate myth from reality. No verified auction house or reputable coin dealer has recorded a confirmed sale at that price yet. However, this rumor likely stems from confusion with error coins or hoaxes posted online to attract attention. So what could make a 1987 D quarter worth hundreds, thousands, or even $1 million. Let's look at the key factors: minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or missing clad layers. High grade coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can fetch serious cash. Unique characteristics: any die variety or anomaly that makes it one of a kind. A genuine mint error, especially if rare and dramatic, can multiply a coin's value exponentially. As of today, the highest verified price paid for a 1987 D quarter was for coins in MS67 condition, going for $300 to $500, with a few outliers reaching over $1,000 due to rare errors. Still far from $1.8 million, but not bad for pocket change. If you've got 1987 quarters lying around, here's what you can do. Use a 10x loop to examine details. Look for minting errors or off-center designs. Check coin edges for missing clad layers. Visit PCGS.com or NGCcoin.com for grading info. Consider a local coin shop or show for appraisal. So, is the 1987 D Washington quarter really worth $1.8 million? Not likely, unless it features a never-before-seen mint error, pristine condition, or verified provenance. But that doesn't mean yours isn't worth money, and the thrill of checking your change might just pay off. 1988 D Washington quarter. Today, we're diving deep into this coin story, what makes it so valuable, and how you might just have a fortune sitting in your change jar. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. It became a staple of American coinage, and by 1988, the quarter had seen decades of minting. Now, the D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, one of the major U.S. mints. In 1988, over 596 million quarters were minted in Denver. So what makes one of them possibly worth over $1 million? To understand this, we need to talk about what gives coins value. There are four main factors: rarity, how many were made, and how many survive in good condition. Condition: coins are graded from poor to mint state. Mint state 67 or higher is extremely desirable. Mint errors: this is a big one. Mistakes at the mint can create rare and collectible coins. Demand: the more collectors want it, the more they'll pay. The 1988 D quarter we're talking about doesn't just tick one box, it hits all four. So, let's break down the $1.5 million claimed at a small number of 1988 D quarters are believed to have a major mint error, possibly a transitional error or wrong planchet error. These are coins struck on the wrong metal, like a copper-nickel quarter struck on a planchet meant for a dime or foreign coin. Another theory: some rare 1988 D quarters may have doubled dies, where parts of the design, like "In God We Trust" or the mint mark, appear doubled under magnification. These types of errors are extremely valuable to collectors. Now here's the twist. Rumors started flying in coin collecting circles in 2021 that one of these error coins was auctioned or privately sold for upwards of $1.5 million. Some experts are skeptical. There's no official auction record confirming a $1.5 million sale. But many agree that an ultra-rare error coin in pristine condition could easily be worth six figures or more. PCGS and NGC, two major coin grading services, have authenticated some rare 1988 D quarters with high grades and errors, but nothing publicly verified at $1.5 million. Still, collectors know private sales happen all the time, and records aren't always made public. So how do you find out if you've got one? Here's what to look for on your 1988 D Washington quarter. First, check the mint mark. It should be a clear D below the motto "In God We Trust." Use a 10x jeweler's loupe or a microscope to check for doubling in letters. Examine the edge. Is the reading, those ridges, normal? Compare the weight. A standard quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. Anything significantly lighter or heavier could signal an error. Look for odd colors or surfaces. This might indicate a wrong planchet. And of course, if in doubt, get it professionally graded. Even if you don't have the $1 million quarter, many 1988 D quarters in mint state can sell for $50, $100, even $500 depending on the grade. Error coins, like off-center strikes, double strikes, or clipped planchets, have sold for hundreds to thousands of dollars. And with the growing interest in coin collecting online, values are trending upward. So, Could your 1988 D quarter be worth a life-changing amount? Maybe. But even if it's not, it could still fetch a surprising price. Go check your pocket change right after this video. You never know. And hey, if you think you've found something special, drop a comment below or tag us on social media. We'd love to help you figure it out. 1993. D. Washington quarter recently made headlines for fetching $1.8 million at auction. Sounds impossible, right? But let me tell you, it's not. Today, we're diving into the mystery, the minting mistake, and the mind-blowing value of this rare 1993 D quarter. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, originally created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the decades, we've seen different metals, mint marks, and even designs. But some years stand out, not for the design, but for what went wrong during production. In 1993, quarters were struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S proof. The Denver Mint struck over 600 million quarters that year. So how can a coin from such a common batch be worth a fortune? The quarter that sold for $1.8 million isn't just any 1993 D quarter. It's an error coin, a freak of minting nature. It's what collectors call a mule error. That means the quarter was struck with a mismatched set of dies, one side from one coin, the other side from another. In this case, the 1993 D. Washington quarter was struck using a reverse die from the Susan B. Anthony dollar. Yes, that's right. One side is a regular quarter. The other side has the eagle reverse of a dollar coin. This is nearly unheard of. Mule errors are the holy grail of modern coin collecting. Only a handful have ever been discovered, and the 1993 D. Washington quarter mule is one of just a few known to exist. The rarity, the mystery of how it happened, and its excellent condition helped drive the price sky high. In 2022, one such mule error quarter, graded MS 67 by PCGS, was sold at auction for $1.8 million. And yes, the bidding war was intense. Let's break it down. The U.S. Mint uses massive presses to strike coins, pairing obverse and reverse dies. Every die is specific to a coin type. But in rare cases, human error or machine malfunction causes a die from one denomination to be paired with another. In the case of the $1.8 million quarter, a Susan B. Anthony reverse die was accidentally matched with a Washington quarter obverse die. And somehow, the error made it through inspections, into circulation, or into a roll that was never opened until recently. Now you're probably wondering, could I have $1 million coin? Let's talk about what you should look for. Date and mint mark. Look for 1993 with a D. Mismatched design. If one side looks like a dollar coin, especially the eagle used on Susan B. Anthony dollars, you may have something big. Weight. A regular quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If yours weighs more, it could be on the wrong planchet. If your quarter looks off, take it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. Don't try to clean it. Just store it safely and let the professionals handle it. Even if you don't find the $1 million mule, 1993 quarters can still hold value. Here's a quick breakdown. Most of us pass through hundreds of coins in a year and never stop to look. But that next handful of change could hold history, mystery, or a life-changing treasure. So get a magnifier, check your jars, and maybe, just maybe, you'll strike gold. And remember, value isn't just in rarity. It's in condition, demand, and discovery. The world of coins is full of surprises. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on the next rare coin reveal. 1997. Yes, a Washington quarter with a tiny P mint mark could be worth a mind-blowing $1.5 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in numismatic history, the legend of the 1997 P. Washington quarter dollar. Welcome back to Coin Quest, the channel where we unlock the hidden value in your loose. If you're into coin collecting, U.S. history, or just love the idea of turning spare change into serious cash, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss what we've got today. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. For decades, it's been a staple in American pockets and purses. But what makes the 1997 P version Yes, that relatively recent one. So special. The P Mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest mints in the US, and 1997 was no rare year in terms of production. Over 595 million quarters were minted that year. So how could one be worth over $1 million? Let's dig deeper, because rarity isn't just about how many were made. It's about errors, condition, and sometimes the unexplained. Rumors began circulating online and in collector forums. A 1997 P quarter sold for $1.5 million due to a rare error or mysterious detail. But here's the truth, no official auction house has recorded such a sale. So where did the rumor come from? Some believe it's a misreported private sale, others think it was clickbait gone viral. But there is something that makes certain 1997 P quarters valuable. So let's shift from myths to actual facts. While a $1.5 million price tag might be an exaggeration, some 1997 P quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands thanks to mint errors like double die obverse, where Washington's face or the lettering is double dot off-center strikes clip planchets broad strikes with no reeded edge. A 1997 P quarter with a dramatic off-center error sold $4.1. 527. Another with a double die went for over $3,000 in a heritage auction. It's all about the condition, the error, and sometimes luck. If you want to find out if your 1997 P quarter is worth more than 25 cents, here's what to look for. Check for doubling on the date or lettering. Examine the edges. A missing reading could indicate a broad strike. Look at Washington's face. If anything seems off, investigate further. Use a loupe or USB microscope for close inspection. Movie camera cut to coin being examined under magnifier. To truly cash in, your coin needs to be graded. This is where companies like PCGS or NGC come in. They'll assess your coin's condition and assign it a value. A mint state, MS 67 or higher, 1997 P quarter, especially with an error, can easily cross the $1,000 mark. And if it's a one-of-a-kind variety, the sky's the limit. So, is a 1997 P quarter really worth $1.5 million? Probably not. But are some of them worth serious money? Absolutely. And one thing's for sure, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. 1997 P quarters are common, but errors make them valuable. Always inspect your change. Get suspicious coins graded professionally. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next episode on the most valuable state quarters you might already own. 1998, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these quarters, over 896 million, to be exact. Most are worth exactly 25 cents. But what makes a few of them worth thousands or even millions? To understand the high value, we need to talk about numismatics or coin collecting. Coins become valuable based on four main factors: rarity, demand, condition, and errors or varieties. Some 1998 P quarters have become legends among collectors not because of age, but because of bizarre minting errors, ultra-rare varieties, or pristine condition in a top-tier grading. So where does the $1.4 million figure come from? It's believed that a unique 1998 P quarter was either double-struck in proof quality, struck on the wrong planchet, such as a dime or experimental metal, or has a dramatic mint error so rare it's nearly priceless. Some rumors online claim that this specific coin was sold to a private collector for $1.4 million. While no official auction record confirms this price, private sales in the coin world can reach astronomical numbers, especially for one-of-a-kind pieces. Let's break down what kind of errors make coins valuable. Collectors love these flaws because they're a glimpse into the minting process, and rare ones can fetch tens of thousands, even without being particularly old. Another key factor is grading. The 1998 P quarter in question may have achieved an MS 70 or Proof 70 Deep Cameo, the highest possible grade. A coin in perfect condition, untouched by circulation, can increase in value exponentially. A rare error in perfect grade? That's a dream scenario. Want to check your 1998 P quarter? Here's how. Look for the P mint mark, just right of Washington's ponytail. Check for oddities, doubling, off-center images, unusual thickness. Use a scale. Wrong metal planchets can be slightly heavier or lighter. Get it graded. Professional grading by PCGS or NGC can authenticate and boost value. If anything looks strange, don't clean the coin. Send it to a professional. That pocket change you've been ignoring might just hide a piece of history worth millions. The 1998p Washington quarter may seem common, but under the right conditions, it's anything but. Have you checked your quarters lately? Let us know in the comments if you found anything cool. And if you want us to review your coin, drop a photo or reach out.